guys, so for about a year now I've been working on a book which is all about fitness and training. I would say it's a manual of sorts. So the training manual has an exercise library. It has extensive knowledge of programming, and programming is basically how you make your own workout like plan, and then how you can change that like on the fly, how you want to change it depending on what your goals are. So it has all that knowledge, and it has 18 sample plans included and more. So if you're interested, leave a comment below. The biggest reason you get superpowers. No, not really. You don't actually get superpowers, but it might feel that way. You gain the ability to control yourself, basically, to govern your life. And you may say, I already do that. But I question that. How much control do you have over your thoughts? How much control do you have over your emotions? How much control do you have for your actions? How much control do you really have? I'd wager not a lot, really. Like, we are controlled by our past traumas, past afflictions. We're controlled by a lot of things. Are you really in control? Like, we are all controlled by the things that happened in our childhood, for example. Things we learned early on. Do this, not that, otherwise you will get socially excluded. Do this, not that, otherwise it will hurt. Do this, not that, to get your parents' approval. And then we carry all of these, not questioning it. We're just like, yeah, that's part of me. We don't even stop to think about, like, do I want this? Do I want this to control my life? And to gain that control, to gain a control over yourself, to stop letting yourself be controlled by these things that have happened in the past, you meditate. Because through meditation, you strengthen an area of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. And basically this area governs higher order thinking. So like it governs over, like if you feel like fear, for example, anxiety is a primitive emotion. It's deep in your bones. But the prefrontal cortex can essentially shut that down, basically. Like, for example, if you're fearful, and it's like you're not in danger physically, like if you're fearful that, I don't know, a girl might turn you down, like that's not going to end your life, right? But you still have the fear, and it's terrifying, right? With the prefrontal cortex, you can turn down the fear so that you can still go and do the things that you want to do. You can go and ask the girl out. You can go and ask for a raise. You can take a risk, etc. For meditation, the biggest effect is that it trains your prefrontal cortex. By training the prefrontal cortex, this will strengthen your overseer of your brain, of your emotions, and you'll have better control over what you really want to do. Fear will not have as tightly a grip on you than before. And besides fear, you'll be in better control with all emotions, essentially. When you feel strong emotions, whether that be fear, when you're feeling down, feeling happy, anything, you will have better control over yourself. Because through meditation, you gain a distance from them. Instead of being with the emotion, instead of being like trapped inside the storm of emotions, instead you are outside the storm and you are looking at the storm. You're observing the storm. So because of meditation, you first calm down. There's an initial calm, like you just from meditating, you will calm down. But then there's a secondary effect, which happens later. As you meditate more and more, you will become a calmer person. It's like you will sort of like meditate without thinking too much about it. And I've certainly done this. I went to a dentist appointment for like about, 3 years maybe. So, teeth were quite not clean, let's just say that. But there's this like water squirty thing, which is like not the thing that like only puts water in your mouth, but it's for rinsing. But like there's like a thing that you like that the dentist uses that can spray water or air, and like they use it to clean and scratch your, like, not scratch, but like scrub your teeth basically, and it makes a horrible sound. Like it's just all screeching, and at the time, the screeching didn't bother me too much, or so I didn't think it did. Like, I got goosebumps, for sure. So yeah, it did affect me, but mentally, it didn't really affect me that much, and I say this because at the time, there were these moments where I would be thinking about the screaming, and then I would think, what can I do to help myself in this situation? So, like any good meditator did, I took a deep breath. And I tried to calm myself. Another time was going to the doctor's appointment, and with needles, like, I don't think I ever like experienced needles, like, I had like a traumatic experience with needles, but something about needles, man. Or I think maybe it was because there was a TV show that I watched, and they, like, for like someone's getting tortured on it, and they like stuck needles like into your thumbnails, like, it was like, oh my goodness, ow, oh, that hurts, ooh. So maybe that's why. Anyway, doctor's appointment, drawing blood or having a needle inserted into your skin. It's like, it's still the same thing. There's the fear, the primitive fear. And I remember last time I got my blood drawn, I was pretty afraid because it was a while since the last time that I got my blood drawn, so it was like, I haven't done this in a while, and the fear has built up, basically. And so during that time, meditation really helped. I took long, deep breaths, tried calming myself, and, nothing bad happened. Needle inserted, blood was drawn. Nothing bad really happened. I was able to control my reactions in both of these settings. I felt discomfort, I felt fear, and because of meditation, I was able to control my reactions. I was able to control how I would react to this instead of shaking, instead of falling to the fear. I calmed myself, and that made the experience much better. So don't you want more control in your life? Don't you want to control what you do in life and not be controlled by things that have happened in the past, things that still haunt you, fears that haunt you? Do you? When you get angry, do you regret the things that you've said? I'm sure you do. What if you could control yourself so that doesn't happen again? What if you could say something different? What if you could react differently? With meditation, that's possible. With practice, you can do that.